Bitcoin and crypto mass adoption is already well underway. The adoption I'm referring to isn't retail adoption, but it's pretty much every other kind, since retail is always the last one to jump in and buy at the highs. In this video, we're going to cover adoption globally. Institutional adoption, enterprise adoption, central bank adoption, even PayPal already offers crypto purchases to all US users. But as you'll learn later in the video, PayPal's crypto service, it sucks. Welcome to DeFi Now. I'm Josh Cross here with our DeFi dog, Steve Irwin. Irwin, fist bump. Again, yeah, double fist bump. You know, he gave himself that mohawk about a month ago, but now that things have gotten colder, he needed some extra layers. So I got him some shoes and a jacket. We already suspected he was the coolest dog in the world, and now we know he is. And we also know that he's the most fashionable. And he likes hanging out in his executive chair while I work now. Progress. First off, thanks for choosing this video, and thanks ahead of time for subscribing to this non-financial advice channel and clicking the notification bell or smashing it if that's your style, so we can all get smarter together. Now let's go. More than $68 trillion of wealth will transfer from older to younger generations over the next 25 years just in the US, according to Grayscale. As you probably know, Grayscale is the world's largest digital currency asset manager, and they hold more Bitcoin than any other entity in the world except Satoshi. A month ago, Grayscale released their quarterly report showing that they had a record-breaking quarter of over $1 billion of capital inflow to their family of products. This brings the total for the year over $2.4 billion. For perspective, this more than doubles their capital inflow from 2013 to 2019 of $1.2 billion. In just 9 months of this year, they more than doubled the previous 6 years, and that is only one asset manager. You can see here the details of their investments as of September 30th. These are the average weekly investments for each of their products, and you can see that 84% of these investments come from institutional investors, which is mostly hedge funds. These investors want to get exposure to crypto without having to store their own keys or any of that, but this all points to one massive conclusion. Institutional investors are piling in, and this is backed by the sheer volume of Bitcoin being traded. The volume we've seen last year and this year absolutely dwarfs the previous market cycle, including when Bitcoin went to 20K in 2017. This is what accumulation looks like. This is smart money, and it is only the beginning of the cycle. You know, when I was initially planning for this video, I had the brilliant idea of doing a lightning round, and I was going to list every major company that was using blockchain. You know, something like Microsoft and IBM doing enterprise blockchain solutions, Visa, MasterCard, PayPal doing blockchain payment solutions, BSI, Alibaba, FedEx, UPS, USPS, Starbucks, Coca-Cola, and a bunch more using blockchain for supply chain logistics, Facebook and JP Morgan working on their own coins, Toyota, BMW, Volkswagen, Porsche, Ford using blockchain in their smart cars, General Electric and their partners using blockchain in the Wellness Trace app, Samsung offering built-in crypto wallets in their phones, Sony using blockchain for digital copyrights, and a massively ambitious transportation project where buses and cars and bikes and taxis and every other form of transportation all share their location and other metrics in real time for their mobility as a service offering. And there's so many more. As I researched all this, I got more and more of the feeling that I was sinking in quicksand, so I'll just say all of them. Every major company is doing something with blockchain, except maybe those clowns over at Goldman Sachs who still say that crypto is not a real asset class. But that's why we short the banks and we buy Bitcoin. Not financial advice. News broke the end of last month that Iran would funnel the Bitcoin mined in the country to the central bank to pay for imports. As you probably know, the US sanctions against Iran prohibit any company who does business with Iran from doing business with the US. And this has been crippling Iranian imports and preventing them from accessing about 90% of their foreign exchange reserves. Since most of Iran's foreign reserves are held in foreign banks, and those banks don't want to release the funds because then they're going to get cut off from US financial markets, Iran's in quite a pickle. So Iran has been running out of money and they can't sell their oil reserves abroad. Their imports and exports are severely limited, but they have plenty of energy in the form of oil. Last year they legalized cryptocurrency mining but banned trading, and now they can use the excess oil to power Bitcoin miners, build up their Bitcoin reserves, and use it to circumvent the sanctions. Now, while this is huge news for adoption, we would prefer it if it were a different central bank that adopted it first. I'm sure the US doesn't take kindly to anyone using Bitcoin to get around sanctions, so it could fuel tighter crypto regulations in the US. And on top of that, Venezuela also has sanctions, and they've pretty much nationalized their mining completely, so we could see the same kind of thing unfold there. Going forward, my hope is that more and more central banks of the world start holding Bitcoin in their reserves to make it more mainstream and more difficult to ban. And that's definitely going to happen, but we're going to have to see how the timing plays out on the global scale. If you open your PayPal app or been to the website since Friday the 13th, you saw that you can now buy crypto directly within the app. This was announced last month and everybody lost their minds, and it was initially rolled out to select people, but now it's there for all US customers, and they're planning to expand it globally in the first half of next year, which is also when it's going to be available on Venmo. First, let's start off with the good parts. Obviously, this brings crypto to a much wider audience. It's super easy if you already have PayPal account, and it's a lot easier than opening an exchange account with KYC and all that. And through the rest of 2020, there are no fees from purchasing crypto, so that's really cool. And it's also good that they're offering both Bitcoin and Ethereum to purchase. Now for the bad. They're also offering Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin, and I have absolutely no idea why that's the case. Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin are complete garbage coins, and they have no place in a serious portfolio. Seriously, Litecoin's main purpose is basically to be a Bitcoin testnet so they can try the new features first. And I hold Bcash in the same regard as Bitcoin SV, as money grabs that split the community and confuse new people coming into the space thinking that they're buying Bitcoin at a discount, especially since Bcash owns Bitcoin.com and makes it even worse. They're really only still around because they have the name and they've been here for a while. It's like Dogecoin. Why are they even still here? Alright, enough ranting. Let's look at some of PayPal's frequently asked questions and see more details. Can I use cryptocurrencies to pay or send money with PayPal? No. Can I transfer cryptocurrency in and out of PayPal? No. Can I withdraw it from PayPal? No. Will PayPal support peer-to-peer crypto trades? No. Okay, maybe I'm not done ranting. So, you can't withdraw it, you can't buy anything with it, you can't trade with anyone else, you don't own your private keys, you don't even own the crypto that you buy. You're buying an IOU for the crypto within the app, and then you can sell it again within the app. They show that the maximum weekly amount that you can buy is $10,000, and then 3 questions below that, they show that the maximum weekly amount you can buy is $20,000. Seriously, get it together, guys. Plus, when you look at what the fees will be next year, they make Coinbase look cheap, and that's saying something. And the fees on this chart are in addition to paying the difference in spread, so you're going to pay even more than this. Frankly, I think it's really shady the way they're rolling this out. It seems like an incomplete product, and they're just releasing it so people are going to start buying these crypto IOUs, and PayPal can use the money to buy the real thing. And aside from these concerns, we may get a bunch of new people buying crypto right now, right before we get a pullback down to 14K or so, which is pretty hard to stomach for new people. All in all, I am not bullish on PayPal's crypto offering in the short term, but I'm still optimistic that they will get it together next year when the product is actually ready and usable for more services. I just wish they'd wait until then to release it. Anyway, let me know what you think of this in the comments below, and please let me know where I'm wrong, and feel free to troll me for hating on Bcash and Litecoin and calling it Bcash instead of Bitcoin Cash. And let's wrap this all up in a bow. Aside from my thoughts on PayPal, I am incredibly bullish on this market. I can't imagine any convincing argument as to why 2021 won't be massively explosive and a monumental year for crypto as more and more of these real products go live and solve some of the biggest challenges of our time. We are so lucky to be here already, and things are already looking bright moving forward. Now, if you have any questions or comments on anything I've said here, make sure that your voice is heard in the comments down below. I generally reply to every single comment, and I love the discussions we have down there. Till next time, thank you so much for watching. Take care and stay educated.